I'm the CEO of Latchel, and today I'm going to be demoing our Premium and Home Assistant product. We're going to start the demo at the beginning of the resident journey. Now, I've already entered the resident's information. This is what Latchel's team sees when your residents call in requests. Now, this same form is sent to a resident, whether they call, text, or put the work order in through your existing portal, and Latchel needs more information. So what you're seeing here is our Diagnostic and Triage screen. This is how we collect that information from your residents, know exactly what's going on, and it creates a consistent process for the residents and provides actionable work orders. And let me show you what this means. So we can go through here in one flow. This is an HVAC flow. We're asking lots of questions about what's happening. We're providing some light troubleshooting suggestions and then giving some guidance. Now, each of these flows can be completely customized, but also the end of the flow can be customized to your definition of what's an emergency or a normal request. So we go through a lot here. Now, if you're using Latchel's concierge product, our home assistant, we also will take tenant responsible items that they need done every day or every month, like housekeeping, lawn care, packing and unpacking, even laundry services. And these concierge items can be customized along with your maintenance ones, depending on your building. So if you have a building with 50 units or 20 units with an elevator, we can add an elevator module. If you're doing all single-family homes, we remove that and focus on the single-family things like the garage. Now let's go to your dashboard as the property manager. Now this is what you see when you log into the Latchel platform. We have 2 demo jobs here, and we'll go through those in a second, but let's get used to the dashboard. We set up maintenance like a life cycle. We want things to move from the left all the way to the completed column in the far right. This gives you a high-level view of where your maintenance is. You can see the sub-statuses down at the bottom of each card. Now, we also have a list view, and this list view is nice if you need to sort by vendor or property or tenant, or export that report to do more data crunching with. You'll notice 2 other things you have on your dashboard. The most important is the support chat with Latchel. Now this goes direct to our team. This is where you can give us instructions and more information on work orders when you need to help us. You also have a taskbar on the right. Now this property manager has no tasks. They're in the clear. They're focusing on growth. If you have a task that we create for you to do, that appears here. You can even filter those by the portfolio, the property, or the property manager at your company that should be resolving it. This will be used for things like budget approvals, escalations, or maybe one of your tenants goes MIA and we're having trouble getting in touch with them. There's a couple other tabs you'll see up here at the top left that make it easy for you to maintain visibility and configurability over your Latchel account. We want to give you full control of your maintenance, so this is how you use these. I'm going to start with the vendors tab, probably one of the most important. Now we call this vendors, but it's more than just your third-party vendors. We also use this for your internal technicians. This is how we set up the dispatching. Now you have full control of who gets dispatched for each type of issue, and it's very easy to modify. You come in here, you click and drag just to change the order of who we'll call out first. Our team is going to work top to bottom. Now this can be customized at your company level. It could be customized at a portfolio level or down to an individual unit like a single family home. Now you'll notice we tag skills to these vendors, and this is so you get even more granularity. So you could maybe have a handyman that you only use for clearing drains because they give you great prices. You don't want to dispatch them for anything else. That's fine. And it's really easy to edit these. You can check them all, uncheck them all. We're just going to say clear drain. Go ahead and save that. And now the Latchel team is dispatching based off this new rule set that you just provided. Let's go ahead and take a look at a normal work order so you can get an idea of what that looks like. This is the work order screen. You'll probably already notice we set this up so it's easy to get information, easy for you to work in, and get some high-level overview without spending a ton of time. So right when you come in on the work order, you could see the budget limits, an approved budget. This is your current budget that the vendor will have ability to charge for. And then we have the hard budget limit, which is what you tell Latchel we can approve up to. Now these can be customized down to an individual property, portfolio level, or a company level. You also see a high-level overview of the status, and we give you a brief description on what types of things we're doing to move this along. Right now, we need to attach a vendor or one of your internal techs. You also get like a good summary of the job. You see that Q&A we went through at all times. You see what the assigned property managers are for this. We give you a nice quick view of the weather. That way you get a better idea of what's the tenant experience going to be like right now if I don't take care of HVAC issues, and so on and so forth. You get an entire log of what happened there. Now you can also add tasks to these work order, and you can assign these to yourself or your team. So if there are things you know you need to do for this work order, you can create those tasks yourself. Sometimes our team will create them for you. You can also leave notes on that work order. This is great for you and your team to know what's going on, but you can also leave notes for Latchel support. So if you need to tell us, hey, this tenant has an angry dog, make sure to let the vendor know. Now, at all times, you have this take action button so that you have full control of your maintenance, and you're never going to have to worry about stepping on Latchel's toes. And we're never going to have to worry about stepping on yours because this is a shared system. We're all doing the same thing. You can cancel the job. You can also do things like put this job on hold. So if you see a work order come through and we send you a real-time email notification and you say, oh, you know what? I know that HVAC is going to be replaced next month. You can come in here, put the HVAC job on hold. That way we don't touch it. All right, so our team can come in here now to that broken dryer issue. We're going to assign that vendor. And this is like magic here. The first thing you'll notice is we were given special instructions before dispatching. This is called the pre-dispatch note. You can add this at a property level, a portfolio level, or for your company. Before we ever do anything, we're going to follow these instructions. Now let's say Daniel tells us to send a vendor. We notate what happened. Now our team goes and assigns that vendor. This is a broken dryer. So this property manager has Lando set up to do general appliance work, and they want us to call Lando out first. Now, if they had a second or third, that person would appear down here, but they only have one. So our team is going to go ahead, start with Lando. So you see now we're in scheduling with vendor. We're waiting for that vendor to respond to us with the time they can get there. Now what you'll notice, I'm going to switch to the vendor screen. All right, so when Lando gets that text from us and goes to his dashboard, now he could also text us back, but when he goes to his dashboard, he sees that job, sees all the details here. Now he can set that work appointment, and what he's seeing is the availability that the tenant, who in this case we call Han Solo, so he can see the availability that Han Solo provided when Han Solo created this request for us. So your residents will actually give us their availability when they're creating requests. And if they didn't, we'll reach out to collect it. That way it's easy for your techs and your vendors. They pick the time that works best for them. They click submit. Now you see we're awaiting the work date. Work date's going to happen October 8th. So now when I'm in Han Solo's view, so if he goes to his view, he gets to see everything that's been completed, but he also gets to see what's scheduled, anything that requires his action. He can submit new requests and things like that. So what does that look like on your side? Well, you get to sit happily at your computer, not having to do a lot of work, hopefully working on closing some new deals and see when you need to, when you come in here. Great. We got the broken dryer. The work date is set. Now, at this work date, we would send a reminder to both your technician and the tenant. And then at noon, we're going to check in to confirm that job got completed. So I'm back on Lando's screen here. Now, Lando at any time, and ideally this happens sometime between 8 a.m. to noon on October 8th, can go ahead and update the progress on this job, and hopefully he's completed it. But if not, he can give us some extra detailed information. For example, maybe he needs to order a part or materials. Maybe it's a multi-day job, in which case our team adjusts to that to make sure we keep this on track. But let's go ahead and say he marks it as complete. But we have an amazing tool for your vendors and even your internal techs to create really beautiful invoices or work logs. So this is all mobile friendly. So all our vendors, service providers, they do this on the phone because it's so easy. They can set up their rates. So we already know this person's hourly rate is $50. They leave a description of work. I'm just gonna go ahead and write test. Let's say it was, I'm gonna overestimate this right now. I'm gonna say 4. I'll show you why. We can then put in a material. I'm gonna get rid of that. So if you remember, the limit, the approved limit was 150. When Lando goes to submit this, we let him know, hey, you haven't gotten approval. And this helps protect cost for you. So let's go down to $100. Go ahead and submit that. Now, on his phone, Lando would just take pictures. In this case, I'm just going to upload some from my computer here. We generate this invoice preview for them. This, by the way, is an invoice direct from that vendor to your management company. Latchel does not touch this. When they submit it, it sends right off to your accounting team. Now I'm going to flip over here to the tenant screen because I want to show you what happens with them. With your resident, we're also allowing them to come in and confirm something complete. Now in this case, this has already been confirmed, but I want to show you that at any time, and we send an extra text to the resident to get this, we allow them to leave a review. Now, if they leave anything less than 5 stars, we won't prompt them with what you'll see next. But if your tenant does leave 5 stars, we'll actually prompt them to go leave a review on your social media. And this way we can beef up your online reputation with lots of 5-star reviews. So I set this to go to Yelp, but this would actually go to your online profile. You give us the URL you want to use. Okay, so we're looking good here. Let's go ahead and segue so I can show you what it looks like when we're working in emergency. Now, all we've done so far is a light troubleshooting. What happens next, let me go back here. You remember this? This is what the Latchel team sees. What happens next is we have an expert team of troubleshooters at Latchel that take a second step on this. So we've done that light triage. What our team's now going to do is a deeper troubleshoot. We're going to go ahead, text Han, see if he's available for a video chat. There we go. There we go. Han Solo gets his text message here. He lets us know, yep. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm back on the Latchel team members screen here. Han Solo said he's available for a video troubleshoot. If he wasn't, we'd go ahead and make a call. All right, so Han Solo is going to, we're going to go ahead and do a video chat with him. You're going to see me pop up in the top right. I'm acting as our expert troubleshooter. Now you'll see Han Solo just got a message. All Han Solo has to do is click that, and he will end up in this video chat room. And there I'm in the room. Okay. Our team then closes out that chat window. And when we come back, one of the coolest things here is you can see we have that video call that we made. So I made a previous one before that was a little embarrassing. So I redid one. It's less embarrassing. And you could see that pop up here. Once it got processed, you'd be able to actually view that recording. Now our next step, our troubleshooter will go ahead and move this thing forward. Let's say it is an emergency. Ideally, we're able to fix it, and we normally fix the job about 15% of the time and then de-escalate about 25% of the time. So unfortunately for this one, we need an immediate dispatch. Our team goes ahead, logs what happened. Let's say we are instructed to dispatch a vendor. Remember, we had those pre-dispatch instructions. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. Now our team will go ahead, get the appropriate vendor out there. You'll see here we have 2 options. So what our team is going to do, we're going to first call out Lando 3 times and leave a voicemail. If that doesn't work, we're going to drop to Handyman Jeff, call 3 times, leave a voicemail. If we still haven't heard back, we can go source a Latchel provider for you. If that was not an option and you disable that, then we'd go ahead and escalate to your escalation contacts by phone call, because this is an emergency. So our team goes ahead, makes this call. You'll notice this is happening on the platform, and it gets recorded on the platform, and then you can actually listen to these calls at any time. Let's say Lando says, yes, I can get out there. We go ahead, we'll select Lando. Set his time of arrival. There we go. And great, you'll notice a couple things just happened. Han Solo got an automatic message from us. You can see here. We've confirmed that maintenance appointment. We tell him the time of arrival. He sees, what that job's about. And of course, from Han Solo's dashboard, you can see that here. He can access that to see all the details he had submitted and see that Lando is the one who's going to arrive. And on the flip side, you also got Lando over here, who we also confirmed that appointment with. At any time, Lando can manage the job from his dashboard. Now we're in the clear, but at 1:15 a.m., if we still haven't confirmed that got completed, our team's triggered. We're going to make sure that got done. If Lando, for any reason, ever says, no, I can't do it, or if he removes himself from that job, our team gets notified. We're immediately on the phones to find a replacement for him. Well, I hope you enjoyed this demo. I know we covered a lot. If you have any further questions, I suggest you schedule a meeting with one of our sales reps. Just go to Latchel.com and book a demo with us. Thanks.